Season ticket members, today we are speaking with Brock Nelson. Brock, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me what's been going on. Where are you guys? What have you been up to?
We are back in Minnesota, Wayzata, Minnesota now, just hanging out with the kids, living day by day. We were in New York for 6 or 7 weeks before, and then we just finally wanted to get back to home here and hang out.
So you're from Minnesota. You're returning to where you grew up, and like a lot of Minnesotans, you come from a pure hockey family. I was reading about you, and I couldn't believe it. So your uncle was on the 1980 Miracle Ice team. Your grandfather, great uncle, also gold medalist, and they founded the Christian Brothers Company, which made hockey sticks. And their motto: "Hockey sticks by hockey players." What is it like to grow up in a family like yours?
Yeah, it's pretty special. Growing up, you kind of just viewed them as family and ordinary people, I guess, in that kind of light. And then as you grow up and get into the game a little bit more and higher up the ranks, you start to realize how important and significant those gold medals are and what they mean. And obviously having the stick factory was kind of just something that we would run over there after school all the time and hang out. My mom was working there for a bit. My grandfather obviously helped start it, so he was always there. So lots of good memories running around the factory. The building's still there, but the hockey sticks are no longer.
And you used to use the sticks, right?
But yeah, we use them for forever. We have a couple laying around the house. I wish I had one in here, but I don't. But we have a few laying around.
And it's my understanding after school, sometimes you would go over and hang out, help out in the factory. Do you have a memory that you can share with us?
My brother and I would go hang out. We'd steal quarters from my grandpa's his drawer and his desk and go get some candy. We'd kind of go through the stick bins, grab some blades. I remember we were able to kind of curve our own sticks too, which is kind of cool. You could have this big banana curve that was so illegal. You'd never use it, but it was always fun just kind of messing around and seeing the factory. And I remember the smell and everything and the looks of the layout of the factory. So it was a fun place for us.
Well, now you're kind of creating a hockey family of your own. You're married to quite the hockey player, Carly, who played at Wisconsin, has worn the USA jersey. She's a fantastic player. I would know. I played against her. It did not go well for me. What about your kids? Do they have sticks in their hands yet?
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah, Carly was a good player for quite a while, so we got to grow up. We played a little bit together and open skates and whatnot. And now we have Beckett and Adeline. Beckett's ripping around with hockey sticks now, so he's getting into it. He loves saying hockey and dad and seeing everything and jerseys and the games and the Islanders logo. So he's having a fun time with it. So it makes it fun for us, and we get to play a lot with him now.
Well, not too long ago, you did an MSG piece when you were talking about your dad duties. And at the time, you only had one of your children. Now you have two children, and everyone staying at home, stay safe. So, what do your dad duties look like nowadays?
Yeah, right now it's a little bit of Groundhog Day. It's nice. We're home all the time. We're kind of on the side where we're lucky we're not doing the homeschooling. We said that'd be tougher than what we have going. But right now we're watching lots of Paw Patrol, Disney movies on a couple of movies on Netflix. Beckett went through a big Christmas phase in March, so we watched The Grinch a bunch. Um, and our youngest Addie's almost walking. We're hoping within the next couple of weeks she's walking. So we're kind of on the go with both of them now, in the thick of it right now.
So, this is really important. Disney movies. Are you showing your kids the classics?
They're kind of I wouldn't put them in one category yet. We haven't Beckett. It was so lasered in on the Grinch for the while that was we started to memorize every line. They're big on Paw Patrol for a TV show, but for movies we're trying to expand it a bit. So we'll have to probably throw some old ones on there just to see if they can get into it. Probably more for our sake than for theirs.
Well, I always love seeing him on the glass, warm ups behind the net in a little jersey on game days. And speaking of game days, we have a break from them right now. How are you using this time beneficially? What types of things are you focusing on? If you could reflect on the first part of the season before the pause, what aspects are you working on for once we resume?
Yeah, just trying to take a break. Obviously, it's kind of a crazy situation. Never think of anything kind of happening like this, and hope everybody stays healthy. But trying to just take a step back from the game, recover. If you have any injuries mentally or physically, anything, any kind of ailments, you just want to kind of take a break, take a breather, kind of reset and recharge. We were kind of on a little bit of a slide there, but I think everybody still believes in each other and one another there on the team. So just trying to stay sharp in any way and try to get those competitive juices going.
Well, and ice is kind of hard to come by right now, I'm sure, even if you are in Minnesota. So, what other sports have you been playing to stay sharp?
Yeah, I've been trying to mix it up and just play a bunch of different sports. So I've been trying to get into tennis. I've had a few matches, a couple lessons, pickleball, golf, just kind of anything where you can get a couple guys and up the ante a little bit and get competitive and have some fun. So just such a weird time. You just try and stay sharp as best you can anyway.
Out of all the new sports that you're trying, which ones have you been leaning towards? Is there a favorite?
I think I love golf, but I think in terms of everything from conditioning to skill and mental, I think it's got to be tennis. Trying to I played a little bit with Leo before, and we've had a couple matches, but trying to take a couple lessons and use that as a way to stay in shape at the same time. So I think that's something I might have to incorporate a little bit more.
All right, be honest. You versus Leo, who wins in tennis?
I haven't lost to Leo.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to ask him to verify. We have a lot of young fans, a lot of passionate young fans. Who did you watch growing up? NHL, college? Where were you at when you were growing up?
Warren was a little far for me to watch NHL games, so I was a big North Dakota fan for me. So when I was able to play there, that was a dream come true. So I was always watching those games Friday, Saturday nights. I remember I was able to make it to I think it was one or two Wild games. It was just a 6 hour drive, so it was a little tough. But I remember I went to a Wild Red Wings game, and that was pretty cool. It was back Marion Gabbert, other guys, a couple of big name guys. So you kind of try to pick up on different things and follow different guys, but I'd say North Dakota is probably the team I followed the most.
And when you were watching them, do you think that helped set the path and the goal of playing in the NHL?
I think so. Yeah, I think North Dakota's just such a great program for the men's. You kind of saw the names going through Taves, Oshie, Parisi. There's so many guys. Drew Stafford. There's kind of like a pipeline almost, if you will, like for guys to kind of make it to the next step. So when given that opportunity, jumped on it for sure. It was a great time.
Well, and our fans also have some pretty creative and fantastic chants. Do you guys hear them on the ice? And if so, what is your top chant?
There's a couple I think you get to become familiar with, but I think my favorite has to be the Josh Bailey chant after he scores a goal. I think that's pretty awesome, pretty funny.
And I'm sure you're going to volunteer to do it here now.
No, I can't do it now. If I had a microphone, I would, but I don't have a microphone.
Oh yeah, no, I know that's what's stopping you. Well, okay, so there's one thing when we see all these people at home, right? When you travel and you see blue and orange on the road at away games, I know in the Hurricanes, our fans took up a total of two sections. I was there. You couldn't even hear Hurricanes chants over Islanders chants, and we were away. What does that mean to you and the team?
Yeah, especially it's cool just having that support on the road. Like I said, you run into people kind of all over, and Isles Nation's pretty big, and you'll run into fans kind of all over the country at different games. So it's nice having that support and that following, and it just goes to show you how into it and how passionate they are about the team and the game. So you play for a lot more.
Absolutely. Well, Brock, thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to run and double check with Leo to see if you're being honest about the tennis games, and we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what he says. I'm curious to see.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.